Good morning guys, hope you're having a great day. It is Ping here. Today I am in Yangon, Myanmar, and we're going to go and try and go for a full-on street food tour of the city. This is one of the most beautiful street food cities in the world. They have some of the best options available, and the street food here is local, it's traditional, and Anthony Bourdain came here and showcased some of the best foods that Yangon has to offer. We're gonna go visit some places that Anthony Bourdain has been to. We're also gonna go to some lesser known places, try out some new dishes. But I'm so excited for today. We're gonna go on and explore so many different unique foods that Myanmar has to offer. Hello. Thank you. Alright, we've come to the first stop of the day. This is a shop, I'm not actually sure how to pronounce it. It's called Myo Taw Mohinga, but it serves some of the best Mohinga, which is the traditional fermented fish stew soup here that's famous in Yangon. This place supposedly serves the best in all of Yangon. So let's go try it out. It is bustling with locals. So I have a good feeling about this bowl of fish soup. Alright, so we've arrived, we've gotten our Mohinga. It looks absolutely delicious, but before anything, every meal in Burma, every Yangon meal has to start off with a traditional cup of tea. So let's just drink a little bit. That's just warm and comforting. It's a great way to start the morning off with just some local traditional brew tea. We've got our Mohinga. It's like a yellowish fish-based stew, sort of morning noodle soup. Of course, you just gotta go in for that broth first just by itself. It looks so rich. There's just so many ingredients in it. Let's try this out. Oh wow. Yeah, it's definitely got that fermented fish taste to it, which is what Mohinga is all about. But it has a lot of spiciness. You can see all the different ingredients. You can see the little black herbs that are just littered across this entire bowl. Let's of course just try everything with the noodles, with the fried dough sticks. What surprised me is how salty that is. I mean, fermented fish with, of course, salted dough sticks. The soup itself, the broth is already super salty with the fermented fish taste. And they've got an actual fish, which is also seasoned with salt. So altogether, this is just a really salty dish. But that's okay because you have this herbal tea to cut down on the oiliness and the fermentation of the entire broth. So actually when you come in here first, they'll ask you what you want in your Mohinga. So you can get it with like fried spring rolls, fried dough sticks, and a bunch of other fried little things. So I just got it with some dough sticks, and it just adds this level of crunch. So when you come here, make sure to get some other fried ingredients to go into your Mohinga, or else it's just going to be one big soggy, wet mess. Alright, we've just left the Myo Taw Mohinga place. Mohinga is a very traditional Yangon Burmese dish, so when you're here, it's something that you definitely must try. For me, I'm not a fan of the sort of fermented fish flavor because for me, it's just too salty. The overall bowl is just really salty, and most importantly, it's really, really heavy. I could not imagine eating that every single day because you would be bloated for the rest of the day. I mean, the spices, the saltiness, for somebody who likes something like that, that would be perfect. But it's just not my cup of tea, which brings me to my next stop because we're actually going to go to a tea shop. Okay, we've arrived at the next shop. This is Lucky 7 tea shop. Highly recommended by my Burmese friends. But let's just try out their tea first. Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's got a different tea taste compared to the place we went to earlier. But oh, I like this one. This one is really good. Okay, so we've got a couple pastries, couple things to try out. We have a duck puff, a mutton puff, fried chicken wings, and a creme brulee. I've heard that the duck puff and the mutton puff are an absolute must try here. So we're gonna go in for the duck puff first. Let's just open that up really quickly. That duck puff is just so flaky. I literally dropped so many of these flakes onto my camera. They're so delicious. I've just got to try the flakiness part first. That's so flaky. And actually, the dough itself has a very strong like curry, spice flavor. Oh, that is delicious. Okay, let's just try the entire duck puff by itself with the duck meat. Oh yeah, that duck meat is flavored so perfectly well. Like I said, the pastry is just amazing. It's so flaky, and it's seasoned so well. Oh, that duck puff is great. It's an absolute must-try if you come to this place. Alright, next up we're trying the mutton puff, and it's just like the duck puff. It's so crispy, so flaky. The pastries here are amazing. They're doing an amazing job with them. We just gotta give this a try. Oh, the mutton inside, it's spiced so well. It's like Indian style mutton, and the flakiness of the skin, the pastry is just delicious. It's so flaky, you can literally see it just falling apart. Oh, this is delicious. Let's try the fried chicken lollipops, dipped in sort of like a red sauce. Not sure what it is. The batter on the outside is just so flavorful, and the sauce, it's not really a spicy sauce, but it's a very like sweet red sauce that coats it. Oh, well, I have to say, really, out of the three, the mutton puff and the duck pastry, the pastries themselves are just absolutely delicious. They are way better than I could ever expect. The flakiness of it is just so impressive from all of these different pastries here. Oh, that's really good. And of course, after everything, wash it out with some traditional Burmese tea. Oh yeah, that's good. It's so good. Of course, after all the savory items, you gotta go for a sweet item. Their caramel pudding, I've heard, is delicious. So we're just gonna give that a try here. Oh wow. That's so eggy. It's almost like an egg custard made into a pudding. Oh, the egginess and that flavor really shines through. That is delicious. That is actually quite airy. All those little bubbles you see on the side are actually air bubbles. They're not like sago balls or anything like that. Oh, but this is good. It's like an egg ginger mixture, and it's so good after all your savory items, just to cool off with some tea. Great way to end a great meal here in Yangon. We have just left the Lucky 7 tea shop. Actually quite pricey. For those 3 dishes plus tea and of course, the caramel pudding, total was 4,600, which is a bit on the pricey side considering the Mohinga. The bowl of filling noodles was only 1,200 baht. So, I mean, of course compared to Western standards that was nothing, but still relatively expensive compared to the other food we've had. The duck pastry and the mutton pastry are an absolute must try when you're here. The flakiness just blew me away. We are far from done. We're gonna go to another tea shop.
Something in the way that you looked up on me is telling me I should go. Yeah, I wish.
We've come to the next tea house shop for the day. This is Myo Taw Tea House. But of course the tea looks delicious. It's so frothy. And the color just doesn't look like, your traditional tea. Gotta give this a try. this is by far the best tea I've had in Yangon. The tea here is just so spicy, so creamy, so sweet, all at the same time. The flavor in this tea is exceptional. It's just so spicy, but also at the same time so creamy, so milky, and I think they put sugar, so it's really sweet. And they stir it up so it's super frothy when it comes to you. But this is the best tea I've had here. But of course, the main thing here is the bao. It looks delicious. I mean, it's a pork bao, but we just got to give this a try first. So the outer layer of flour is a bit on the thicker side. The meat, the flavoring is delicious. It's so oily and so greasy. And what helps with the bao is that all the oil and grease is soaked up by the dough on the outside. So it's actually not too bad that the dough is thick. The flavor is good. This is just a good little classic tea shop that we just stumbled into. Not part of the plan, but what a great, great surprise here in Yangon. I have to say, maybe the food items at this tea shop wasn't the best, but the tea was definitely the best tea I've had here in Yangon. But of course, let's go get some more food. Alright, so the next stop is actually just down the street, like a minute's walk. This is Yaffa tea shop, another classic local tea shop here. First we've got some delicious tea, not as frothy as the last one we had, but the color looks quite similar. So let's try this tea out. Oh wow. Oh yeah. Maybe it's not as frothy as earlier, but if anything, this tea is sweeter and it still has that hint of spiciness, that hint of herbal tea flavor. Oh man, I cannot get over how good the teas are here in Yangon. So we've actually got 3 snacks here. We've got a samosa, we've got a chicken puff, and we've got a coconut puff. And since the last time we went to Lucky 7, we got a mutton puff. I decided that we haven't had a chicken puff yet, so we should go and try that. But this chicken puff just looks so flaky, it just looks so delicious. I mean, we've just got to go bite right in. It's just butter all on top of it. Just holding it right now, I'm literally crumbling it because of how fragile the layer is. So we've got to give this a try. The flakiness, I mean, when I bit it, the whole thing just stayed in because it's so puffed up with all the air, with all the dough on the outside. It's such a thin layer of dough. And of course the chicken inside is like a chicken curry. Just a little bit more, less sauce, and just more chicken. Oh, that is so good. That is some of the best chicken puff I think I've ever had. I mean, what makes the puffs here in Yangon super special is the actual puff pastry itself. And the layers, you can just see all the layers of puff pastry that are so clearly defined. I mean, just biting into it is like biting into a crispy pillow almost because of how airy it is inside. Next, we've got to go for the samosa. This is actually like deep fried. You can see all the little air bubble marks all over it. But let's give this a try. Okay. First off, I did not expect that to be that crispy. Did you hear that crunch? Let me just replay the crunch for you. That thing was so crunchy that it could probably replace the whole ice cream crunch brand, because that deserves to be called crunch. This samosa is so crispy. I mean, just looking at it, you know it's going to be crispy. When you bite into it, the crispness just takes it to a whole new level. I mean, you bit that and the whole thing just shatters. It's like glass almost. Oh, this samosa is so good. The inside is actually, I think, a lot of potato. So it's very starchy, very heavy. But I have to say, samosa, really, really crispy. Very, very well done. The final one we've got is a coconut puff. This coconut puff, just like all the other puffs that I've had here in Yangon, super puffed up, super thin layers on the top, and of course buttered up. The whole thing is slathered in butter and oil. Coconut should be a little bit sweet, so we're gonna see if this is a sweet dessert. What's really interesting about this pastry is that, well, the outside is really flaky and the inside is sweet. The flakiness is actually a bit salty. The dough is a little bit salty, so you have like a sweet, salty combination here in this one puff. Really interesting, unique sort of flavor. But I have to say, all the pastries here are absolutely delicious. Like I said, Yangon's pastry game is to a whole new level. I mean, I know France is known for being like the home of pastries and all that, but I have to say, Yangon could easily compete for the best pastry in the world title. I mean, every single pastry I've had here, crispy, fluffy, delicious. The dough itself isn't thick. There's just so much flavor in it. Okay. Right, thank you so much. Thank you for all the tips. The people at Yaffa Tea Shop are just some of the absolute friendliest. The total meal was 1,350 for the three pastries plus the tea, which is a definitely amazing deal. But just so delicious, and the people were so nice. The owner actually told me about his two sons that live in Singapore, and so we started talking a bit about the food culture here, how Yangon is like. But oh, it's such an amazing place here in Yangon. The people are so friendly. The food is delicious. The pastries are just absolutely impressive. I'm gonna see you guys at the next food stop. Alright guys, we've come to the next stop in our food tour. This is a place known as Golden Bell Food and Tea Center. Alright, we've come to the next stop. Our food has arrived. The audio is probably going to be really bad. It's hectic, it's busy, it's noisy, but we're gonna make the most out of it. These are their dry, quite oily, quite shiny, but let's give them a try. That is so oily, so greasy, it just slides into your mouth because it's so oily. Actually, if you lift it up, it's so shiny because all of the oil is just on the noodle itself. That is just so smooth. That goes down so smoothly. I mean, they have like little bits of chicken, but the noodles, the oil on the noodles, that's exceptional. That's just because it's so slippery down your throat. Of course, the noodles come with a side of a clear soup, which is gonna give that a try. Oh yeah, nothing special. It's like a clear chicken soup, but that is so good. But of course, they're also famous here for their dumplings, which look exceptional. I'm just gonna give one of them a try first. The dumpling is so good. It's savory, it's sweet, and the wrapper on the outside is just so thin. There's a thin layer of wrapper on the outside. Oh, that dumpling is surprisingly good. Oh, that is really, really exceptional. Just like at any other tea house, they serve classic tea. Let's try it out. Okay, this tea is not as good as the ones we've had earlier today. It's not as rich, it's not as spicy. I'm not getting that sort of taste that we got earlier today. But the noodles are so oily, so beautiful. It's coating every noodle. And the dumpling is really, really exceptional. Golden Bell Tea Center, another just classic tea shop here. Super busy, so many people, they're very noisy. The noodles were very, very good. Dumplings were okay, but the tea was not as good as the other ones we've had. So not an exceptional meal. I definitely think the pastries at other places were better, but of course, now I'm really, really full. We gotta walk off more of this food. Right, we've come to our next stop, known as a place called Mingle Shan Noodle Shop. They're famous for Shan noodles, and supposedly they have some of the best here in Yangon. We already ordered, we're just waiting for our noodles to come. I have high expectations, so I hope that they make them. Guys, our Shan noodle has arrived. First impressions, the soup is a bit red, but the noodles are really, really sticky, and the smell is like an herbal Chinese medicine smell, which is so weird because I wouldn't expect that to find that here. But of course, I'm very curious what it tastes like, because since it smells like Chinese medicine and herbs, does it actually taste like Chinese medicine and herbs? Let's give this soup a try. Oh yeah. That Chinese herb taste is so strong. It's actually an accustomed taste, so if you're not used to that sort of Chinese medicinal taste, then you might not enjoy this, but this is comforting. This is really comforting. So if you didn't know, Shan noodles are actually from a province in northern Myanmar, but this place serves some of the best Shan noodles from that province. And because it's nearer to China, I guess that's why the influence of Chinese food came into the Shan noodles. But the broth, it really tastes like a Chinese herbal medicinal soup almost, which is always comforting. It helps you feel better. It makes you feel healthier almost, especially after all those pastries and buttery, flaky goods that we ate today. I mean, just look at how sticky these noodles are. We're just gonna give these noodles a try and see, are they really that sticky? The noodles are really sticky. What makes the noodles stand out is the fact that they absorb all that herbal medicinal flavor. So it becomes these like sponges for all this medicinal flavor. But the soup, this entire bowl is just so medicinal, so herbal, so healthy tasting. Yet when you pick up the broth, you see there's like a fat layer of oil on the top. But of course that herbal taste helps to cut out that fat, which means that it's a great combination. Of course there's like little bits of pork scattered throughout it. Let's just give this a try. Okay, that pork is just so good. It's almost like this Taiwanese pork rice bowls, and the pork just melts because it's so fatty, and just like little strands of fat are holding all these pieces together. Oh, that is delicious. And of course, just like the noodles, they've absorbed all that medicinal flavor. But what really surprised me about the Shan noodle is just the fact that it has that Chinese medicinal taste, which is actually why this place is so popular with Chinese people. The menu is actually, a lot of the items are all in Chinese, and the signboard outside is also in Chinese. But this is a surprise. I did not expect this, but this is a good surprise. Definitely a very good surprise. Really delicious bowl of noodles. So the shop that we just went to is so interesting. The noodles are just so herbal, which I'm very surprised by. I didn't realize that will be part of the flavors here in Burma. I think that's going to be all for this video. We've gone to so many places already. I don't want to load up too much because I'll actually do a part 2 of food in Yangon. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.